डिस्क्रिप्शन किधर है भाई? YouTube क्या
Let me know when
फालतू
you're
माफिक
live.
चलता है? Okay, I shouldn't be saying all this.
Are you live?
अरे watch later. क्या फालतू माफिक चलता है? Okay. Yeah, I am. Yes. Yes. So a few hiccups aside, the link is copied and correct, and you can hear the nice laugh in the background. Uh, where would the broadcast channel be? Yeah, there you go. And with the link having been shared with @everyone in the chat, we welcome everyone to the Hybrid Theory Racing League Realistic Division race around Silverstone. Joining me in the comms box is Yash Gosalia. Yash, how do you feel about Silverstone as a track? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I think as a fan of a certain driver, you have some bias towards this track.
As a very neutral fan of the sport of Formula One, I absolutely love Silverstone. It's my favorite track on the grid. I love driving here. I love watching the races here. Uh, it's always a treat to watch because I mean, even in the calendar, Silverstone is a track where most of the teams do get a lot of upgrades, and there's always a lot of testing which is happening here. Honestly speaking, I'd be one to vote for Silverstone to become the pre-season testing because if you see, it has practically everything. It has slow corners, it has fast corners, it has sweeping right and left-handers, a long straight, and I mean, it has variating weather also, which is the reason I feel they don't have it in February over here because of the weather, which is usually in UK at that particular time, not most favorable to have a testing session. But nonetheless, enough of licking off Silverstone. Getting on to the league race itself, we have Hushra who's actually running away with the title of sorts right now,
Yes.
despite being in the Haas. He doesn't run away so fast on track, but he's seemingly being able to rack up the points. Will we see a challenge to him tonight in Silverstone where, the Haas won't be the strongest car, where the track is quite, mechanically and physically for the car quite important. So, do you think that, it'll be harder for Hushraf this race than it was in some other races where, the gaps are not as much?
I do. I don't. The Haas is not a car built for the race. It's built for one lap pace, and we can see that in real life. We've seen it over the years. I remember more so in 2019, the Haas car was amazing in qualifying, but I can say possibly the worst car in race trim. But yeah, one of their main rivals all throughout has been Williams. And speaking of whom shooter is just going to Maggot's Beckett, so you can take us to the remainder of the lap with shooter if you'd like to, Yash.
Yep. So going on to
Konnichiwa,
so he
Harsh.
goes on to
Who is
hang a
starting?
straight
Yeah.
now. Let's see how he takes tow and how the car can handle tow rather, because we saw, if you remember, yeah, he has a little understeer. Then did you see that? It had an understeer and then it turned into oversteer. And going into Vale now and then Club, he takes it pretty well actually. He takes a little too much curve there, but onto the main straight and he does a 127.7, which I think is a good lap. If you remember, Chips, during the race, Albon had a lot of problems at Stowe with the Williams, where the Williams were performing brilliant, except Stowe, where the car was unpredictable.
Yes. The
So
Williams
I think we
is a mixed
have
bag. But yeah, nonetheless, as of now,
on
he
board
was.
with
There you go.
TVK now in the Alpine. Oh, he's I
And
think backed off.
casually 8 tenths faster goes Bushra. In the Haas, it is a car made for quali, not necessarily for the race. Let's hope he can carry this pace forward into the race. Shrikant, I believe he backed out right at the end. Maybe he made a mistake. We have Anton in the chat saying that it is a wet race. All right. That is a very interesting prospect. And what happened to Shrikant there? Why did he? Who's that? That's not Bharat. That
There's a
has to
Red Bull
be.
right behind
That has
him.
to be Deadly Mosquito. Yeah, and they're both in the gravel. All right. So Doing a bit of
I
farming
think they
here.
were trying to get out of the way of the cars
Yes,
on laps.
yes. And somebody is asking for Pratham's lap. I shall do duly exactly that. So Pratham's lap. So Yash, I think you can take us through the lap as he has a little drift out of that corner, the loop, entry and onto the Wellington straight. Or should I? What do you think?
Yeah. I'll get it done. So he is going into Brooklyns now. Turn. Goes quite wide. Has to brake quite a bit. And onto Luffield. He takes a slightly wide line, slingshotting his car. Has a little bit of a moment coming out over there. Not too confident as he onto Woodcourt and onto the straight. Going into Cops now. He doesn't lift off at Cops, which is not the best sign always because you do want to shift down a gear to get more speed out of it. Going into Chapel now and then, sorry, Beckett and then Chapel. Now on to Hang Straight. He seems to have a purple sector, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. Going into Stowe, huge lift off. I
Yeah?
think I think Pratham runs quite high on the traction model, so that, which is why those
Yeah.
inputs which I saw. So
Possibly.
now into club, quickly onto the power, onto the straight. There should be a table topper. Yep, 27, 26.6.
There you go. That's a nice lap by him. Meanwhile, we also saw Quick Killer finish his lap. And Archit, I believe, is on his way back. While we see Noble Garter jumping into P2. A few hundredths ahead of Hushrav at the moment. But yeah, it's a very neat lap from Noble Carter. He will want to go a little bit faster than that to catch up to Pratham. But we have Bharat about to finish his lap, so going into not Chapel, what is this corner? Vale and Club, yeah, it is Club corner and Bharat to the line. He goes P2, alright. About a tenth slower than Pratham, just over a tenth slower than Pratham. Goes Bharat.
You have the second Red Bull coming across now. He is coming closer towards Vale now. Takes Vale well, and then on to Club. Gets onto the power, and it's
P2.
20. Oh, good lap. Pretty much matches Bharat over there.
Yeah, there you go, the
I
two
think
Red
we have a
Bulls.
McLaren coming by now. If I'm
That,
not wrong, off
that's
Mercurial
Caesar.
Caesar.
Yes. So Mercurial
Vale and then
Caesar.
Club.
We saw him dominate in Spain. What are we going to see from him? Here in Silverstone, the McLaren was absolutely rapid in the real life race. But at the moment, Caesar was only 6 or 127.009.
Gideon coming across the line now. He does a one. Okay, I think it's a pretty. I think he backed off on that
He
lap.
backed off and he doesn't have enough battery to complete the remainder of his lap, I believe, because Silverstone consumes a lot of battery on your hot lap. And the Williams are getting well out of the way. Whoever that is very kind to Gideon, but I don't assume Gideon's gonna have a very pleasant lap, given he is down on battery. Let's have a look. I think Shrikant is on his outlap again. So Shrikant had a bit of a excursion off track. We saw that on his initial flying lap attempt. We have 7 people in the chat. Hello and welcome everyone. Arigato. Everyone
So
as
Hushraf is starting his lap. Weird request of Musharraf. He wanted to DNF on his after the end of his quali lap.
that's just what you do when you're that far ahead and faster than most people on the grid. But then again, never say never. Anything can happen. Touches a bit of the grass there. Onto village. Into the
He
loop
did
we
take some
go.
of that sausage curb bit.
Yes.
Did take him out. Did throw him off a bit.
The loop entry and onto the Wellington straight where he is going to have DRS. The Haas is a very mighty car in qualifying in the hands of Nico Hülkenberg. And in the hands of Hushraf, he is going almost a tenth faster. Now into Lovefield. No, Brooklands. Now through Lovefield. The slow right-hander. This is where we saw a brilliant battle between Bottas and Hamilton in 2019, I believe it was. And the camera then suddenly switched to the spectators. We don't do that here. We give actual proper camera work as we go through Cops. This is a very famous corner. Even non-F1 fans know this corner by now. Approaching Maggots and Beckett's a tricky section, but with this new handling model, I'd say it's much easier to navigate, especially on a controller. And I think Hushraf is on a controller. I think he is in sector 2, and he's up by just over a tenth of a second. He needs to improve by more than that if he wants to get pole. Now, and he's approaching Stowe. Keeps a nice rhythm through the corner, good pace as well. Now approaching Club, I believe this is Vale. Yeah, this Vale corner, and now navigates it decently onto Club, the last corner, and onto the Hamilton straight. Khosrow crosses the line and goes P2. Nobody has displaced Pratham as of now, and that is mighty effort. That is a mighty effort by Pratham there. But what a great lap by Khosrow. Quite a good
There's a
effort by him.
lot of
And
traffic down on the Hanger Straight for Shrikant, but he's not necessarily on a very good lap right now. He was, I think, about half a 10 down in sector 2 on Nushrav's time.
the Williams
So
moved out the way. And but yeah, we see Mirul go into P6 meanwhile, and Shrikant. Yeah, I think he just got a bit distracted there because there's no way that's going to be a representative lap. Yeah, there you go. 28-1. He's going to have to
we
go
have
again.
meanwhile a shooter who's probably going 2 tenths faster right now, but that's not going to put him anywhere. It's going to just put him ahead of his teammate by the looks of it.
Or maybe
Let's
he
see by
just
the
got a
end of
bad
this
last
lap.
sector. No.
He just goes ahead of his teammate.
And speaking of whom, Quick Killer has traffic in front of him. There's a Ferrari of. Is that Shrikant? I think it is. Yes, it is Shrikant. So, bit of impediment there. And the other Ferrari of Wicked Vicky, the Carlos Sainz Ferrari, takes provisional pole, finally stealing the limelight from Pratham. After the Aston driver led the session for almost the entirety of it since he set his lap. But yeah, speaking of Pratham is also now on a lap. Do you think Pratham can get back pole position that was stolen from him? He's gone a 10th quicker already just in the first sector. This is good for him. He got a lot of understeer,
But
and
he
once
goes
again,
wide, goes very
there you
wide.
go. Same corner, same mistake last attempt as well for Pratham. Khosrow is backing off there.
But if he made the same mistake there, that means he is going to equal his time, which is not necessarily a downgrade per se.
Yep, he just needs to improve by what would it be? I think it's 900.
Meanwhile, Quick Killer is 2.5 tenths up on his time, so I think he's also just going to beat his teammate again, like and get that position back. It doesn't look like
yeah,
it's going
we
to be too
follow
much.
Quick Killer till we see Pratham. And Quick Killer.
Oh,
Yeah,
he goes P. Oh wow, that was a good lap. Good
there you
sector
go.
3.
Yeah, he had a great. And he's Pratham's 1.5, almost 1.5 tenth up in the second sector. This could be pole. He could steal it away from Wicked Vicky. Right at the, no, not necessarily at the death here, but Pratham comes up to the line, final corner, Hamilton straight, and it is pole, but not by the margin that he would like. Very small margins here, and okay, it's debatable.
We have
but
both the Red Bulls in formation who are going to finish a lap. Deadly Mosquito and followed by Bharat.
Bharat getting a nice toe from his teammate there, and they're far enough apart that Bharat, I don't think he will get the worst of the effects of dirty air as well. But yeah, Deadly Mosquito, he is up by a 10. Bharat is up by 5.
That
all 4.5. Sorry.
That looks like a very good sector 2 from both the Red Bulls there,
and
showing their true power.
If this is coordinated, this has to be some of the best teamwork we've seen in quite a while. And given that there is no Constructors' Championship, it's quite surprising to see the two Red Bulls working in tandem. But there you go, Bharat runs wide! He makes a mistake. Mosquito goes P3.
Bharat still goes, wow! Bharat still goes P1.
Yeah, there you go. I think that just shows how truly unbelievable that Red Bull car is. Adrian Newey has built a monster.
And Deadly Mosquito tried to get out of his teammate who's just, and he just come right back onto the track. Wow.
Unfortunate things happening. Caesar going wide at Cops, making a slight mistake there. Abhishek, he's out of battery. He can't really improve there. And he's anyways recharging Aram and jumping over the curb there almost. And through Maggot Beckett and onto Chapel. He is going to be down by 5 seconds.
You know, Caesar, if he is going to finish this lap with that 1.5 tenth advantage, he's going to. And he goes wide. He goes very wide.
Commentators curse.
Sorry.
In action there, and wow. Aggressive entry into the pits. Abhishek is also going to be boxing. So, this is the last chance the drivers have. And speaking of last chances, TBK at the last corner makes a slight mistake just as they switch to him. And Top G, where's he gonna go? He's gonna go 13th. Hopefully it's not an unlucky 13 for him. Yeah, TBK 13. I think we're gonna see better things from him come the main race. I'm sorry for that. We haven't seen Easy Level Bot out onto the track yet. The other 18 drivers have set a lap time, and as of now, Pratham leads everybody. What a brilliant effort by him there. He got a nice toe from his teammate as well. So. Yeah, Mirul. Drivers need to come out of the pits ASAP if they want to get to the line in time. And that is going to be a problem for Mirror because he's going to get some traffic. And something happened to TBK. Just going a bit slow there. And Mirror about to start his lap. So let's be on board with him through the entirety of his lap. So I think I shall.
I don't think he will be getting traffic. He won't be. He doesn't have any traffic in front of him.
There's a horse ahead of him, but yeah, let's hope so that they don't come in the way. Abbey Farm now approaching Village. Mirror in the Aston Martin. His teammates currently in P2. He is currently in P8. Now onto the loop. And Harsh predicting Shrikant into top 3. He's currently in the bottom 3. Let's hope he can improve. And Mirror onto the Wellington straight. He's gonna get a distant from the horse, or will he? As he ends sector 1, he is gonna be 2 tenths faster. 2 tenths up on his personal best. And now approaching Brooklands and Lovefield, the slow right-hander. Look, he takes a much better line compared to his teammate there. So the Aston, easy level about to retire. That's quali over for him. 2 minutes left in the session, just over 2 minutes left in the session. The Haas getting out of the way there. That's probably Hushrav taking cops. Mirul.
No, that's Jishnu.
Oh, that's Jishnu. All right, my bad. So Mirul with a nice run through cops. Now Maggots, Beckett's. Let's have a look at how he ends this section. Tricky section this. Now on to Chapel, taking the shortest possible line. He is almost 3 tenths up on his personal best. That would currently get him somewhere around where Hushrav is. So now taking Stowe at the end of the hanger straight. With DRS, he got a good boost down this back straight, and now he's approaching Club Corner. This is one of the trickiest corners of the track, and he overshoots it a little bit. Now approaching Vale Corner and onto the Hamilton straight. The end of his lap will see Mirror jump up to P6. So yeah, there you go. He's near Hushrav, but I think the mistake at Club really sealed the deal for him. Look at the number of drivers on outlaps. This is gonna be chaotic. This is gonna be hectic, and I hope not, but I'm pretty sure there are gonna be some stewards inquiries coming our way. There's a Haas who's just started their lap. I believe that they may not get to the line in time. There's an Aston as well of Pratham and TBK is retired, so he's retired in the pit lane. All right. And Pratham has started his lap. Alright, no, that was Mirul, not shooter, sorry. Pratham, alright, so Pratham on a lap, is Bharat on a lap? Bharat should get to the line in time. Mosquito, will he get to the line in time? There's a bit of back off going on. I don't think everybody's gonna get to the line in time.
Jishnu on a lap right now. He just took cops right now, and he is approaching Maggots. Maggots, okay. He navigates Maggots, Beckett's and onto Chapel now, onto Hanger Straight. He is matching his time. He is not improving right now.
10 seconds. And second class gonna draw. Alright, interesting line.
I think he's going to improve on the sector 3, which is where he lost out previously.
That's the checkered flag. The Red Bull just made it to the line.
And Club.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Good exit there, on to Hamilton straight now, and Jishnu goes P15.
He stays P15. He did not improve. He improved on his time, but not his position. That's a shocking qualifying from Jishnu. We don't usually see that from him. We see much better.
Meanwhile, Deadly Mosquito is 1.5 tenths up on his time.
And
wait, no, sorry, that's wrong. He didn't finish sector 1.
Anton jumps to P15 ahead of Jishnu, so that's gone even worse for Jishnu. Shrikant's up by a second. Shrikant's up by a second. And I think he made his majority of his mistakes in the last sector. There's an Aston Alpha coming to the line. That's Archit. He's not up by much, but he could jump ahead of TBK, and he does jump ahead of Shooter as well. And speaking of whom, there's a Ferrari coming to the line. Wicked Vicky jumps into P3. Shooter's invalidated. That's it for him. There's an Aston coming to the line. Who would that be?
And Bharat is going faster by 1 more tenth over here, so it seems like he's sealing his pole position here.
Yes, Mosquito as well. But yeah, Bharat.
Mosquito is also up by just a little less than a tenth here.
Shrikant to the line. What can Shrikant do in these dying stages here? Quali, the checkered flag has dropped, and Shrikant jumps up to P9. Not good enough for him, but it's going to be good enough for Bharat, who does improve by 2 tenths and goes up, improves his hold on pole position. His teammate Deadly Mosquito is going to get a good bit of a tow from the car ahead.
P4 and Deadly Mosquito P2. Wow.
Season to P5 as well. That's a brilliant effort. Quick Killer makes a massive mistake there on the penultimate corner, and he spins his way, half spins his way to the checkered flag. But wow.
You see here, Chips, like we said, the car's performance is really coming crucial in the qualifying stages here, where, the cars of the lower half of the grid aren't really that great anymore. So we saw Hushraf, who was the highest of the order in finishing P8 from the worst car possible. Then you have the Williams of Quickler in P11. So yeah, what do you think about this grid of ours?
Quite an interesting grid. I'm surprised. The biggest shock I think would be Jishnu down in 17th. You don't usually see that from him. But yeah, it's a Red Bull 1-2, a good bit of teamwork from them. But look at Pratham. He's right there. So is Wicket Vicky. Caesar is a bit further back. But I think that's down to the Williams, Noble Gata, Abhishek as well. Abhishek in the AlphaTauri has shown some real pace. We saw it last time out in Baku as well. He has a good bit of pace regardless of the car he is in. And I believe, Yash, we do have a formation lap. Do we? Or do we not? Oh, it is. It's raining. Somebody had said that it is raining, and Mirul in the chat is saying that if it rains, he's screwed. Well, for your sake and for the viewers' sake, we hope not. Sincerely, not. We would love to see best of you on the grid. And Harsh,
And now, Mirul, even if you weren't, Chip said it, so you are.
commentator's blessing, I like to say. And Harsh is unhappy with Shrikant. Shrikant only P9. What do you have to say about that?
Harsh, buddy, good morning. Not the first time.
And Mirul with a smiling emoticon. Best of luck, Mirul. And we do have a formation lap. So the track situation is straightforward. Every car on all the 19 drivers are on the intermediate tires.
But
No.
as you see, Chips, it's not that heavy right now. I don't know if it's going to
Yeah.
dry up or it's going to get heavier.
Yes. I think it might dry out. So it's
But
just
do
a
you
matter.
think maybe the likes of Vishnu, TBK, Shooter had the wet setup on, which is why they were lacking so much in qualifying?
Possibly. Possibly. But I mean, yeah, that also throws in the question that whether we're going to have the entirety of the 26 laps tonight are going to be in wet conditions, or whether we're just going to have the start in the wet conditions and it's going to transition to a dry race from the end of it. But yeah, maybe those who've gone for a wet setup are really going to benefit in these opening few laps. Do you expect safety cars? Yes.
Yeah, I really do.
Well, interesting, and I mean, I was not expecting any other answer, to be honest. But yeah, with the two Red Bulls leading the way is the Checo Perez Red Bull, who is on pole position, and the Verstappen Red Bull in P2. So, in regards to Mosquito, he tends to go backwards at the start, and the top three have really flown away because Wicket is a long way back from them. But yeah, Mosquito not necessarily the best at race starts. We've seen him qualify in a brilliant position, but then fall back as the start sequence proceeds. So, do you think he's going to break that unfortunate streak today?
I really hope so for his sake.
I do as well. Bharat is going to be the first of the cars to line up, as he should. He is on pole. And let's have a look at their car positioning. Uh, Straightforward positioning. I would have expected a bit of aggressive positioning from somebody. And a Williams into the wall there. Who would that be? That would be Quick Killer, is it? Yes, it is. So he's half spun his way to the finish line. He's gonna half spin his way to his grid box. And who is that? This is an Aston Martin Mirror parking in a very aggressive manner. The last car is on the grid. And Yash, I guess you can take us through the start sequence for once.
Sure.
There you go.
And it's lights out and away we
Red flag,
go.
red
And
flag.
it is
There you go.
okay.
Day
Okay,
after
boys, let's
day,
have a restart.
Codemasters proves to us why we pay money for this game. Ah, unbelievable. I guess we're gonna do a lobby restart. Yes, Yash.
I don't think we need to. We'll just see if I mean, if it goes lights out properly this time. If it not, then we
I think it
definitely
might,
do
it
a
might, it
relobby.
might, it might. One light. Okay, go for it, Yash.
And if with four, five lights out, and away we go. And like you said, it's a bad start from Deadly Mosquito. Not the best of starts. You have Mercurial Caesar trying to get on the outside,
Oh,
and
a Red Bull and a Merc
lot of
crash. Is this
drama.
2021 all over again? There are cars going sideways, cars going backwards. Piece of front wing flying. A Williams is out, I think. No, that shooter. And there's so much debris on track. I think that should be a safety car. But yeah, up
No, no,
ahead.
there is
A
no there's no
horrible
safety
start
car.
from Deadly Mosquito. He's down in 17th and he's cutting the track to get back onto the tarmac. But up ahead, Pratham is in the lead, and yes, Harsh, we have lost 3 racing laps before we even got going. What's happened to these two? Oh, Hushrav and Raman out, and it's
Oh,
a VSC.
were they
All
just?
right, given the amount of chaos, yeah. Harsh is requesting us to restart the lobby as this is glitched. I think we should differ from using the formation lap in future races. We'll keep a note of that, but I think it's down to Yash. You want to restart the lobby or you want to keep going as is?
No, we go. We don't restart.
You
Uh,
don't want to restart? Okay. Alright, it's your call. You're the steward, that's why. It's up to you to call. Quick
is
killer.
it a? Oh, it's a VSC. So do
And
take us away.
two
Okay,
people
you
with a
can.
drive through. Oh no. Caesar in the box for some reason. And I can what do you want me to do? And Caesar with a 5 sec penalty. So it's all descending into anarchy here. Pratham with the fastest lap. We got a brilliant restart. TBK, and who is this? Quick killer and TBK. What is going on between the two blue cars here? Abhishek with the penalty. Something's up with all the drivers. They're all going berserk. But yeah, as of now, the race does carry on as is. Uh, We have the McLaren of easy level, but almost going to the back of Jishnu there. And Shooter trying to make the most of this opportunity provided to him.
Okay,
And
Chips.
trying,
It's a lobby
it's a
restart.
lobby
It's a lobby
restart.
restart.
Yeah, there you go. I request all the drivers to restart their, not restart the game. Yeah, Shooter's out in a very hardcore fashion. Right, I'll request
I
all
will
the
be back.
drivers
I
to
will be back.
retire. TB can quick killer. And you've left the lobby, Yash, and the party. Right. And nice way to end the race for Shrikant. Another red flag. So I would request all the drivers to please retire. Can I? I can leave the lobby. I shall. So we shall be back with the main race stream very soon. Please do stay tuned. We shall send you the updated link in the broadcast channel as soon as we can.